Okay. Hello, Heather. What a pleasure to have you and spend this Fearless Friday with you.
Welcome, Carolini. I know Fearless Friday. I love it because I'm feeling pretty fearless today. What about you?
Yeah, beautiful. Oh, I feel like I'm always kind of fearless.
Yes, it's a wonderful state of being, right? Fearless.
That's right. Yeah. What does it mean to you to be fearless?
I think it means to recognize that you have fears, but do something anyway, right? To be in
Mhm.
awareness that you're afraid and go forward and do it anyway. What about you? What does it mean for you?
Yeah, that's right. I think being fearless is, in this moment in my life, is really having the courage to say yes to what I want,
Mm,
and to go for what I want, like don't settle down for less or want other people's wishes, but to actually, yeah, acknowledge what I desire and own that, act on
yeah,
that.
beautiful. I love that. It's funny how we all have our different definition of fearless, what it means to us, right?
Exactly. And yeah, that's what makes life beautiful, right? It's not a
Yeah,
one recipe fits all.
that's right.
Beautiful. So for everybody who's going to be watching this video, be very welcome here. This is a free Fearless Friday series where we are showcasing the trailblazers from Happy Healthy Woman. And we're going to be having a conversation around fearlessness and getting to know a little bit of Heather today and what she does and how she serves the world through her beautiful service. So thank you so much for tuning in. Do put a comment saying replay if you are tuning in a little bit later, and let us know if you have any questions or what does it mean to be fearless to you. Why don't we start pondering that question for you as well? What does it mean to be fearless to you? So Heather, I would love to know, tell me a little bit more about yourself. What do you do? How you serve the world? And what you do for your clients, please.
Okay, great questions. Good thing to start off with. Just get right into it. So, my name is Heather London, and I am a life coach. And I help people get unstuck and step into their confidence because they know they're meant for more. So, that's kind of where they're living in fear and
Mhm.
they don't know how to get past that fear. And so they keep living in the same fear over and over and over again, usually until it gets too uncomfortable and then people make a change.
Yeah.
Um, and for me personally, I have a background as an energy healer, a holistic nutritionist, personal trainer, and I'm currently studying shamanic healing. And so I take all of those different modalities and tools. And then when somebody comes to me, I decide, how is it that I can best help them? Because we are definitely holistic. We're not, like you said earlier, one size fits all. It's like the person in front of me, what is it that they could most benefit from, and I take all of those tools and then help them get unstuck so they can be fearless.
Wow, what an important work to do right now, and so many people need that, right? And I really like what you said. I was recently in a Tony Robbins event, and he mentioned that we have two motivators for change. Is either the pain, we get into a situation where we're so stuck, it's so uncomfortable that we need to do something else. And I know for myself, I've been there quite a few times in my life, or is by inspiration, right? Like something inspires us to do something different. And I think it's such a beautiful moment for us to kind of reflect on that so that we don't need to wait until these moments that is so uncomfortable to make some sort of change, but we can be inspired by a bigger vision in order to, yeah, do something different, right?
Yeah,
So,
and that's what I always say. There's two ways to do it, and I highly recommend going the inspiration route because it's less painful, it's more graceful, it's easier. And so it can be a choice to choose the suffering. And if that's
mhm,
the route you go, then by all means, that might be the route that you need to go in order to learn your lesson and to come out the other side. So there's no right or wrong. The end goal is like that you are going to make a change and be fearlessly who you're meant to be, no matter what that looks like. Just and that's the self-love part, right? If you can
mhm.
really love yourself exactly as you are, that helps you to be fearless because then you're not living in that judgment or expectation of what other people think of you, and that whole rigmarole, because that's a whole other thing.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that's really it, right? Like it's loving yourself enough to invest on yourself, to bet on yourself, to bet on your dreams. Yeah, to know that you can do it. So
Yeah, because that's an inside job. If you want to transform your life, it comes from the inside quite often, like, as a coach as well, because we have very similar backgrounds, you and I, right?
Mhm.
And so that if somebody's looking to make a change, it comes from within, but usually we're looking outside of ourselves
Yeah.
for something other than ourselves to make that change. And that's usually when we hit that point where we're like, wait a minute, it's me. I'm the
Mhm.
answer. It's like, I get to do the work. I'm my own transformation coach. Like, I'm the director of my movie.
I'm the director of my movie. Beautiful, awesome. So Heather, if you don't mind sharing a little bit of your story and what made you do this work? What brought you here to be able to serve people the way that you do?
Mm, yes. See, that's what I always wonder about people too, like what got them to where they are right now. And for me, it was as I go along in my life, I have an experience. And if there's an experience where I don't like something, I ask myself, okay, how can I change this? What
Mhm.
can I do to do something different and get a different result? And usually it means I'll learn a technique or I'll experience somebody's solution and see if it works for me. And then if it works, like you probably the same, I get trained in it. I learn how to do it so that I can share it with other people, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so everything that I've learned, all the tools that I have, somewhere along the way have helped me in my life. Like when I first separated from the father of my children, I went and did my energy healing because I was working on healing myself. And
Mhm.
then when I had arthritis in my knee, and the doctor said, "Oh, you have the knee of a 70-year-old." They told me that when I was 40, and you're going to need a full knee replacement. I'm like, no, I'm not buying that. I don't agree with that. So I found a different way through holistic nutrition to help heal my own self. So every step along the way, it's like, how can I make my life better? And then if it's a fabulous tool, how can I share that with others so that they don't have to suffer, so that they can teach themselves how to
Mhm.
heal in all levels? That's why it's like the personal training and the nutrition and the energy healing and the shamanism, because we are
Mhm.
just you know, such all-encompassing beings that there is no one-stop shop.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's lovely that you bring that. I was talking to a client of mine this morning as well, and we were mentioning how you have all these different bodies. You have your physical, you have your emotional, your mental, your spiritual body, right? And you need to have all of them kind of working like a beautiful clock, like a beautiful wheel, in order to advance in your next step on your evolutionary journey, right? So it is so nice that you are able to bring all of those different points of view and those different aspects to facilitate those transformations. That's very
Mm.
inspiring. So what would you like to say to whoever is watching us today that you feel inspired to share, that you'd like to focus during this life, that you think is going to make a difference in people's life?
Okay, this is the million-dollar question, right? It's like, of all the things you've learned, what's the most important that you could share with somebody? And I think by far the most important is belief. So
Hmm.
if you have a desire to create something different in your life, you get to hold on to that belief no matter what. So you have a desire to lose weight, you have a desire to get a new job, you have a desire to have an amazing relationship, you have a desire to love your body, and that's your goal, your end goal. Can you really keep your belief no matter what, even when you're not seeing the results,
Yeah.
even when you're struggling, even when you think this is way too hard for me? Can you
Hmm.
still hold the belief and the vision that you can do that, and what you're going to feel like when you've actually accomplished that? And hold that belief, and in this moment right here, be that person, come from
Yeah.
the energy of it's already done,
Mm.
knowing that I don't know how, maybe it's not the how that you're concerned about, that's the universe's job. It's just you take that next step, because no matter what, that you're going to get that outcome. What are your
Mhm.
thoughts on belief?
um, I think belief is really a choice. Is something that you need to choose
Mm,
to believe from now on, and you need to kind of keep choosing that every single day, right? Because yeah, as you said, like you need to believe that it is possible. Whatever it is that you want to achieve in life, you need to believe that it's possible. But you have all these programmings and all these old energies floating around that tell you that perhaps it is not. So it takes a level of resilience to be able to choose to believe on a new story every single day. And I
Yeah.
think that's really the job, is realizing that we have the power to choose. That free will, I believe, is the most powerful force in the world. Is our greatest gift, is free will, which means we are free to choose whatever we want to believe, right?
Yeah. And what's the difference between, the person who goes to the gym every day and eats healthy every day and has the body that we all want, and the person who doesn't? It's that they believe in every
Mhm.
single moment that they can achieve that, with every action that they're taking, every thought they're thinking is the next step forward to them achieving their goal, right? Like when you see somebody who's achieved that goal, that's how they did it, is that unwavering, fearless belief fearless
Mhm.
belief that no matter what, this is going down, this is happening.
For sure, yeah. And it's really recognizing that along the way, right? And kind of taking those little steps, every step that you take that is moving on the right direction. You really, for me at least, like, you really need to pat yourself in the back and recognize the progress. So as much as you look at that vision in the future, you're also like really enjoying the moments that you do it, because a lot of the times we keep waiting for the results that are way further ahead. We keep waiting for something that's out there, but then we don't take the time to recognize, to acknowledge that which keeps us moving, the movement, the journey process of it. And that's really what keeps motivation, I find. The motivation comes from recognizing that it is working, finding the evidence that it is working in whatever way that means to you, in the smallest things. Continue finding the evidence that it is working. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because that's what our brain naturally wants to go to, what's not working, right? And
Yeah.
that's how we get discouraged. But if you find the proof, because you'll always find what you're looking for. And so if you're staying in that positive, then you'll find it for sure. And as coaches, that's what we do. So when our clients can't hold that belief for themselves, we hold it. We believe in them no matter what, because we can see where they're going. We can see their potential. We can see their fears. We can see all of it. And that's why having a coach is so powerful, is because you've got that person in your corner believing in you, even when you can't believe in that moment.
That's totally right. And it makes a world of difference to have that support system, to know that somebody else can see something that you can't even see sometimes, right?
Yeah,
Is a
yeah.
very rewarding feeling.
Yes, so powerful. And especially during this time. So, in our shamanic studies, we know that a new portal has opened, and it is the portal of the feminine, the divine time of the divine feminine energy. And so, this is where people want to step into their receiving, their intuition, their compassion and kindness, and their creativity. And that's where we get to go, yeah, this is the time of the feminine energy, right? Feminine energy of receiving. So it's such a powerful time for us to be here to help people and support people through this time as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also a time of collaboration, right? We're really learning that we're not meant to do this alone. And perhaps you've heard, or people who are watching this have heard, about the age of Aquarius as well, right? And the energy that Aquarius brings is very much the visionary and the community. Is very much about community, about thinking about the everything. What can I do that's going to benefit not just me, but the society around me and the world as a whole? So it is very much a time where we need those support system. We need that coach. We need happy, healthy women. We need those authentically connecting conversations, so we can do this together, right? We can all be on this together.
Yeah, and build on that collective consciousness. Instead of making it a collective consciousness of fear, it's of love and kindness and compassion. It's so powerful.
Exactly. Yeah, what a beautiful time to be alive.
Yeah.
So Heather, I know that you need to go very soon, and we keep this conversation short and straight, but really full of gems that I think we can all start applying in our lives straight away. But I want to know from you, like, what do you have coming up? How can people contact you? Like, what kind of clients are you looking to attract? How will somebody know if they have to contact you and say, I need to work with Heather right now?
Yeah, well, thanks for asking that question. I love that. So when somebody is stuck and they keep finding they're doing the same thing over and over again, and they don't know how to do something different, or they don't think they're capable of change, that's when they can contact me, and I offer a free discovery call. So I'll put my link to my webpage, which is www.heatherlondon.ca. And you can book a free discovery call where we dig in and go, what's really going on for you? And how can I best help you and support you to that next level so that you can get unstuck and really step into who you are, be fearless and totally convinced and confident in where you want to go to and what you have to offer the world. Because we are so powerful and beautiful and creative and strong beyond our wildest dreams. Like most of us haven't even started to tap into our creative genius and how amazing we are.
Wow, I'm sure that only that discovery call alone is going to offer so much value to whoever is watching. So if you are watching, do please book a call with Heather, like come in to discover yourself. And yeah, is there anything else that you would like to share? Any events that you have coming up or highlights or anything else that you feel like sharing with the audience today?
I think that the biggest thing I want to share is the mindset piece. One of my favorite quotes is, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you are right. So whatever you're believing is what you're going to create. Your thought right now creates your next moment. So just be mindful of your thought and choose your thoughts. So you're choosing and creating your next moment out of power and be really deciding on what you want to create. So consciously creating your next moment.
Beautiful. Consciously creating our next moment. I love that. Well, thank you so much for being here with me today, Heather. It was a pleasure to interview you, get to know you a little bit better. To everybody who is watching, thank you for being with us as well. If you don't know about Happy Healthy Woman as well, please take a look at our Facebook pages. We'll put the link here in the description. Do check out Heather and Heather's work, because as you can see, it is pretty life-changing. And I look forward to seeing you all here next time. So thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.